Does everyone want to lose weight? If you've clicked on this video, it seems like you are one of those 50% of people around the world who are trying to lose weight. If so, I'm going to tell you how. And yes, there is a secret ingredient. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Siddharth Warrior. I'm a neurologist, and welcome to my channel where we talk about neuroscience and health.
Before we start, let's just admit weight loss is a challenge. Most people who end up losing weight will gain it all back. And the reason for this is that people make dramatic changes to lose weight, but they are not able to sustain it. And within a few months, they're back to their original weight. So if you are here to learn how to lose weight safely and healthily, take a deep breath and let's understand 3 important things that you need to know about weight loss. Number 1, where is the excess weight coming from? Number 2, what are the changes that you need to make in your life to lose weight? And number 3, how can we make those changes sustainable? Because remember that reaching your ideal weight is not just a health fad or a monthly target, it is a way of life, and you want to get healthy and stay healthy. Let's invest some time, spend 10 to 15 minutes with me, and I will take you through everything you need to know about losing weight. So let's answer the first question. Where is the excess weight coming from? Your body has many things going on inside. There is the skeleton, there are all your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, you have your muscles, and you have fat. Now all these things put together gives you your total body weight. But you don't want to lose weight from all these vital parts. You don't want to lose muscle, you don't want to lose bone density. So if you want to lose weight, what you mean is you want to lose fat. In other words, you don't want to lose your lean body mass, you want to lose fat mass. This difference is very important for you to know because the key to healthy weight loss is healthy fat burning. And that brings us to the next part, which is how to burn fat safely. And for that, you need to know how does fat form in the first place. Fat is adipose tissue and it is formed by a process called lipogenesis. So when we eat food, our food contains carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. From the carbohydrates, we get glucose, which our body uses for immediate energy. From proteins, we get amino acids, which our body uses for many different reasons, including building muscle. And fat gets converted into lipoproteins and fatty acids. Now, our body will always prefer to use the glucose from carbohydrates for energy. And any excess carbohydrates that we consume, our body converts that into triglycerides. And that is what gets stored into adipose tissue, which becomes fat. Now, that fat is an excellent reserve of energy that our body is storing in case you need it suddenly. But it will only touch that reserve if carbohydrates or glucose is not available. So the only time when our body will burn that fat is if either you are fasting, which means you don't have that much glucose in your body, or when you have already burnt that glucose. In other words, after you have started exercising. And that brings me to the most important part of the discussion, zones of training. Now you may have heard about zone 2 training. If not, then today is the day when you understand one of the most important aspects of exercise and weight loss. As you start exercising and increasing the intensity of your exercise, your heart rate goes on increasing. Now, according to the zone of your heart rate, the intensity of your exercise is divided into 5 zones. Zone 1 is when your heart rate is 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. Zone 2 is when your heart rate is 60 to 70%. Zone 3 is 70 to 80%. Zone 4 is 80 to 90%, and zone 5 is when your heart rate is about 90% of the maximum heart rate that you can have. Now, as you can imagine, zone 4, zone 5 are very intense workouts, whereas zone 1 is a relaxed one. Now, as you start exercising, your body will burn glucose because that is the preferred form of energy. But as you keep exercising and increasing in intensity, your body will switch the source of energy from glucose to fat, and fat oxidation starts. That is when your fat burning happens, and that is where fat loss happens. But as you keep increasing the intensity, you might think that your body will burn more fat now, but that's not true, because as your body's requirement goes up, your body will want to switch back to glucose because that is the more efficient form of energy burning. Think of it as burning a matchstick versus burning a big log of wood. Now the log of wood will burn for much longer, but it takes some time to start. which is why whenever you need immediate energy, your body will always switch to the matchsticks, which is glucose. The key takeaway from this is that if you are doing a high intensity exercise, your body is burning more glucose than fat, which is why you can only do it for a short amount of time. Now, how does this affect our weight loss plan? If you are planning to lose weight or burn fat, you need to be in your zone 2 range for a longer period of time. Ideally, every week you should be in zone 2 for at least 180 minutes, which means 3 sessions of 60 minutes each spent in zone 2. This is the secret. This is one of the key steps that you need to take, which most people ignore when it comes to weight loss. Now, how can you be in zone 2? The simplest way to do this is by using either a treadmill or a stationary cycle and monitoring your heart rate either with a smartwatch or with the inbuilt heart rate tracker. Find the treadmill speed and the incline that puts your heart rate at a 50 to 60% zone and stay there. Don't increase or decrease the intensity for the next 45 to 60 minutes. Now, a question that I often get asked is zone 2 enough, or should I also be doing other forms of exercises? The answer is every form of exercise helps. Now, if you are somebody who enjoys playing football or badminton, it's not that you don't burn fat in those forms of exercises. Of course you do. But those forms of exercises fall more in your higher zone training, which means zone 3, zone 4 and zone 5, where you're burning more of glucose. Are they useful? 100% yes. They are great for improving your anaerobic metabolism. They're great for improving your cardiac activity and increasing your stamina. And similar advantages also apply to weightlifting. Weightlifting increases your muscle strength and your muscle bulk. Even when you are resting, your body is burning more energy. So your basal metabolic rate increases. Not just that, your bone density and joint strength also goes up when you start lifting weights. So of course, resistance training and high intensity exercises are useful, but zone 2 cardio is the secret that everyone needs to apply to their lives to start burning fat. Now, no conversation about fat loss would be complete if we don't talk about diet. Now remember that fat does not magically appear out of nowhere. All the fat in your body has come because at one point carbohydrates has gotten converted into triglycerides, which has gotten stored into your adipose tissue. So one of the key aspects of burning fat is to prevent more fat from being deposited. Cutting down on excess carbohydrate intake is a necessity if you are aiming for weight loss. And when I say carbohydrates, I mean simple carbs and processed food. The kind of carbs that you can and should be eating are complex carbs like fiber. Fibers not only help with digestion, but also improves your overall metabolism and reduces insulin resistance. And the final question that I get asked a lot is there a tablet for weight loss? Can I just pop a pill or take an injection and lose weight magically? Now, this question needs to be answered with some nuance. There is a medicine out there today called Ozempic, and I'm sure that you've all heard about it. To cut a long story short, what it basically does is it acts on the pancreas and it tricks it into releasing more insulin, so that when you eat food, the insulin will metabolize the food quickly and it reduces gastric emptying. So your stomach is full for a longer time, and so you don't feel like eating again. So your overall appetite decreases and that leads to weight loss. It was initially developed as a diabetes medication, but the manufacturers quickly found that, oh, there is weight loss happening, so let me sell it as a weight loss drug under a different brand name. Now, there are some important things that everyone needs to know about when we talk about weight loss medication. Number one, the most important and the most practical thing is that, yes, there can be weight loss after taking a medicine like this, up to 8 to 15 kilograms of weight within 3 to 6 months, but most of that weight comes back once you stop the medication. So in other words, you are basically tying yourself down to a lifetime of taking that medication, which you have to think about whether that's what you really want. Number two, there are side effects. Many people get abdominal problems, abdominal pain, stomach upsets, cramps, and a feeling of bloating because the medication stops food from going down your gastrointestinal tract smoothly. There have also been reported cases of kidney issues, gallstones happening after taking this medication. So before even considering something like this, it is an absolute must that you discuss with your doctor about the pros and cons of this and whether you actually need it. According to the FDA, the drug can be considered in people whose BMI is about 30 or with people whose BMI is about 27 and they have another comorbidity like diabetes or hypertension. If you ask me, Health takes lifetime effort, and it is far more sustainable and beneficial if you can make lifestyle changes that work for you. I've made a video on how and why you should start exercising. I would recommend that you watch that. It might help you start your workout journey. And there's also another video that I've made on how to diet. I hope that helps you as well. I know that this is a complex topic with a lot more angles to cover, so there will be more videos in the future about how to lose weight. I hope you enjoyed this video and found this useful. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. And share this video with anyone that you think will find it useful. Bye everyone. Take care.